Positivity just says, like, just be happy, look on the bright side. But power says, I can face the truth of what I'm feeling and I'm still held. I'm still anchored. I'm still capable. I'm still me. I'm still strong. But I can also face the truth of what I'm feeling. Welcome to the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast, where you will learn simple solutions to win at work without losing at home. Hi, my name is Martine Williams, and I am your host and CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer. And this podcast is your one-stop shop to creating a burnout-proof life and business by elevating your clarity, confidence, and courage. Friends, it's time to say goodbye to being the yes girl, to procrastinating on your goals and living in overwhelm. And it's time to say hello to creating healthy boundaries, healthy mindsets, and healthy habits so that you can achieve work-life harmony. Your next breakthrough starts here. This is the Life Coaching for Mompreneurs podcast. Let's do this. Well, hey friends, and welcome back to Life Coaching for Mompreneurs. I'm Martine Williams, your host, and happy December. How is it December 1st already? 31 more days left in this year. And I have to be really honest, I'm ready for 2025 to go. I have been through the refining fire of life, really not even just in 2025, I would say in the last 3 years pretty intently. And so I'm kind of ready for a new year. The past few months, as many of you know, have been a whirlwind of grief and loss, losing my mother-in-law to pancreatic cancer on October 25th, walking through that like tender space between hope and heartbreak. And now, if you have been on social media, then you saw me share with you the other day about our sweet Finn. So Finn is our 4-year-old lab. And we noticed shortly after my mother-in-law passed away that he had lymph nodes that were swollen around underneath his neck. And so we took him to the vet and was not thinking anything major, and came back after being biopsied that he has T-cell lymphoma, which is terminal. There's no cure, and his prognosis is 1 to 3 months. On the tail end of my mother-in-law. I also think I've mentioned here on the podcast about my sister-in-law, who also has been battling cancer for a year. She's actually been in the hospital for the last 6 weeks and is getting ready to come home on hospice. And so when I say it's been a lot, it's been a lot. And I share all that with you to just normalize hard times. I think that sometimes, I know I do this, so I'm sure some of you do this with me. Like the people you listen to, the people that you like esteem and listen to and get encouraged by, like it's hard sometimes to picture them in a season of struggle and in a season of like not having it all together or feeling like they have it all together. And so I do try to share most of my journey with you, the good and the bad, the mountaintops and the valley moments. But there are things that have happened actually within the last 3 years that I haven't publicly shared. And I may, at some point, maybe God will allow me to open up some of those things with you. But it's just been a lot and it's just been hard. And, you know, I was talking to my friend this week after this news came that was just completely shocking and honestly just devastating. If you have a pet, if you know, they're a family member, right? He's not just a dog. But he's been with me through all of these seasons of heartache and struggle and the things that I have navigated over the last, 3-4 years. And so it just is a shock. He's very healthy and we just didn't see it coming. We just did not see this coming. And, my brain just goes to the why. I'm one of those people who wants to figure it out, who wants the answers on why this is happening and just try to make sense of it. And there are just some circumstances in life you just can't make sense of. They just are. And so my brain knows the tools. My heart knows the scriptures that I could say to myself right now. My coach training has taught me every mindset strategy in the book. But honestly, there are days I'm just tired of doing the work. There are days I don't want to redirect my thoughts. I don't want to do it. And there are days when the right answer isn't the honest one. And so I just want to talk about that today because it's just been kind of recurring for me this last week as I've been processing this new news. And I'm like, man, like I know all the things to say and all the things to do and the scriptures to quote and like all the things to get me out of where I'm feeling right now. I'm just ready for a season where I don't have to use those skill sets. Can anybody relate to that? Like, you know what to do. You're used to being the strong one. You're used to being the encourager. You know what to do. You just are tired of having to do it. That's kind of where I'm coming to you in this episode today, just really raw and real. And I said to a friend the other day, I said, I feel like I've been in that refining fire. Like, I do believe that nothing is wasted. There's purpose in pain, all the things, right? And I'm just tired of being in the refining fire. Like, can I just float in a pool for a little bit? Like, that would be really nice, Lord, if you could just let me float in a pool for a little bit. So, I want to share a little bit about positivity. And it's not about staying positive in these times. And maybe that's what you see when you're looking at me is that, wow, she's able to stay positive in the midst of chaos. She's able to find peace in the midst of chaos. And that is true as well. But I want to talk about us staying in our power, even in the middle of the mess, even in the middle of grief, even when life is asking more of you than you feel like you have to give, because quite frankly, that's how it feels right now. Because there is a difference between positivity and power. I had a friend say, I'm not going to come to you in this message and give you a bunch of toxic positivity. I'm just going to state the truth. And it's just not fair what you're going through. I just don't understand it. And I'm like, those are the exact things I've been saying to myself this week. Is it all of those thoughts? But toxic positivity is like pretending that everything's fine, force feeling gratitude, and pushing down your real emotions. Now, I wouldn't say before that I had toxic positivity, but I will say as a coping mechanism and an avoidance behavior, that's what I did. Like I just did not allow myself to just be where I was emotionally. And it wasn't pressure put on by anybody else. It was 100% self-directed. But staying in your power is about choice. It's about honesty, it's about grounding and remembering who you are, even when life feels out of control. Life has felt out of control. Life has felt like unfair and I don't understand. And like, again, trying to make sense of a senselessness of life. Positivity just says, like, just be happy. Look on the bright side. I've always said, you heard me say this, I think was the last week or the week before, like, I'm the possibility queen. I know how to get out of the problem into possibility. I know how to find the silver lining in all the things. But power says, I can face the truth of what I'm feeling and I'm still held. I'm still anchored. I'm still capable. I'm still me. I'm still strong. But I can also face the truth of what I'm feeling. Positivity avoids pain. That was the Martine 1.0 version, avoiding pain. I did not want to feel sad. I did not want to feel anger. I did not want to feel fear. I did not want to feel all of those things. And I still don't want to today, but I know there's power when you walk through the pain versus avoiding the pain. Positivity denies reality. Power honors the reality without surrendering to it, without curling up in a ball and just succumbing to what's going on in your life for long periods of time. And I think sometimes, especially for women in leadership roles, moms, entrepreneurs, coaches, we feel like we have to live in inspiration mode 24/7. Y'all, this has been me. Like, I want to always be a place of encouragement, inspiration. And it's been your feedback and it's been your little messages back to me in stating that I'm learning just as much from you in this season of struggle than I have in your seasons of success. Like, I know I don't have to live in, like, it is inspiring. I think about the people that I follow and the people that I get most inspired by. It's when they are showing those parts of their life, right? Because pain and struggle is universal. We all can relate to that, but we can't all relate to the success. We just can't. And so We think in times like this, I should just know how to shift out of this by now. I don't think that is much, but for a long period, I did have a lot of guilt around, I should just have had this figured out by now. I should be able to just shift out of this emotion, or I should be able to coach myself through this. I'm pretty confident that I know how to coach myself through this. I shouldn't be so tired or sad or angry or overwhelmed, or you fill in the blank. I have all the tools. Why am I still struggling? But staying in your power isn't about like never crumbling. It's about being honest in your humanity. And if you're a high achieving woman, which if you're listening to this podcast 9 times out of 10, you probably are, this is the work. This is the identity piece of knowing that you can still be empowered in your honesty of your humanity. Because if you're shoulding all over the place, I should know how to shift out. I should be able to coach myself. I shouldn't be so tired. I should have all the tools. Why am I still struggling? Then you're shaming yourself. And when you're in shame, wisdom is blocked. And I firmly believe that there is purpose and lessons in the pain. And I don't want to be in a shameful spot to where I'm blocking that wisdom, right? I want to be able to extract the wisdom from that. It's also about letting yourself be held instead of always having to hold everything together. If you are carrying around the pressure of holding everything together, it's heavy, it's a lot, and it's probably not required. So being in your power, being empowered is understanding it's okay for you to be held by someone else. It's okay for you to let someone else carry the load. It's about pausing the pressure to fix and allowing the space to feel. Again, this is the one for me. I'm a fixer. I'm a doer. I want to fix these emotions because I don't want to feel them because they feel awful. But it's just pausing that pressure and just allowing the space to feel, because what you resist persists. And the many times that I have resisted feeling, it just kept it there longer and longer and longer. And what I also realized is if I am not able to express the fullness of some of these harder emotions, I'm also blocking being able to feel the fullness of joy, the fullness of peace, the fullness of presence. And so you can't block one without blocking the other. And that's where I've been lately, just tired. Not because I'm weak, not because I don't know the strategies, but because loss demands energy. Grief is a full-time job. And the emotional labor of holding it all together is real. It's real. And it's one of the reasons why coming back into work is so important to me, because as I said in previous episodes, it's the energy giver for me. And so you can hear me say all these things. Yes, I've been tired. Yes, I've felt weak. Yes, I've been weary. Yes, I have been low on energy on certain days, and working with my clients gives me energy. And I have so many amazing clients, and what they say, like, how are you here right now? Like, you just got this news coming off the heels of your mother-in-law, like, you want some time? And I so appreciate the offer, and I so appreciate the flexibility. And when I do need it, I will take it. I really will. But it's actually the thing that gives me energy. It's actually the thing that helps me to get out of self and into others, which is very much an energy giver for me. It's not me. What it used to be for me was an avoidance behavior. I'm going to avoid the pain and I'm just going to dive into work and I'm just going to perform and push and press. It's no longer that for me. It's actually a release. It's actually an opportunity. It's actually me being present in the work that is so fulfilling for me. But I want to tell you that there's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I can shift my thoughts, but today I'm not going to. Like, I feel like I've been a 2-year-old in a tantrum in the last 24 hours. Like, I know what to do, Lord. I just don't want to. Like, I just don't want to. I don't want to shift my thoughts. I want to be angry and I want to be sad and I want to be just like, what is going on? Like, I just want to be there for a little bit. And so there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I know the scriptures and I believe them, but right now I just need to cry. It's okay to say that too. Like, just because you're having some of the thoughts that I've had this week that are opposite of maybe what the scripture says, like it's just the humanness of life. And it doesn't change how strong your faith is. It doesn't change how good of a, I'm saying this in air quotes, like good of a Christian you are. Like it doesn't change any of that. If you just want to say, I know all the scriptures and I believe them, but right now I just need to cry. I know how to coach myself, but today I need compassion more than correction, like self-compassion. How can you give yourself the grace and the space and the compassion to not try to fix it or perform it or do it? And that was really what my coach had said to me last night. She goes, I have zero doubt that you are strong. I have zero doubt that you will figure this out. I have zero doubt that you're going to come through this. That's not my prayer. My prayer for you is just to allow yourself to be. And it's so true. It's so true because I do know all the things to do. Not all knowing, but I do have enough experience to where I can work myself out of it. But sometimes it's just that's not what's needed. And right now it's not. I just need to be okay with where I'm at. Quick pause. If you've been listening and you're ready to stop performing your life and start leading it, if you know you're ready to feel better now, not later, and you're ready for support that actually creates sustainable transformation, I have private one-on-one coaching spots open. And inside this coaching, in Illuminate You coaching, we don't guess. We use your unique personality blueprint built from the science-backed personality and performance tool called the ProScan, the one you've heard me talk about here in the podcast. This is used so that every decision, every boundary, every shift is designed specifically around your wiring, not someone else's. This is my aligned success method. It's not hacks. It's not try harder. It's not mindset glitter. It's a real solution. It's rooted in science, strategy, and your unique design. So you can lead your life as the woman you actually are, not the woman others expect you to be. You don't need a new year to make a new decision, friend. Now is the time. Take the step. Book your clarity call at martinewilliams.com/clarity. All right, back to the episode. Because, God never asked us to pretend. Jesus didn't say, put on a smile and deal with it. He said, come to me all who are weary and I will give you rest. That's Matthew 11:28. He didn't say no more work or, I'm going to give you more work, not more mindset gymnastics or mental gymnastics, not more pushing. Rest. I'll give you rest. Psalm 34:18 says, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Y'all, I have felt crushed in my spirit this week. Well, as we were waiting this whole week for the results to come back, I was having lunch with my husband and I just looked at him and I said, if this comes back cancer, I'm just telling you now, I don't know how I'm going to respond because my heart is broken already in so many pieces and I'm picking them back up and now we have another thing. And so I've been super crushed. Not, if you go back to the scripture, it's like he's close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit, not the ones that are positive hearted or strong spirited, but the broken and the crushed. And so I know logically and in my heart and in my soul that he's with me. And so the power comes from the one who holds you, not from you holding it all together, not from me holding it all together. So here are some 3 grounding truths I want you to carry with you. Your emotions are real, but they don't own you. You can feel sadness and be strong. You can feel fear and be faithful. For all my faith sisters out there, you can feel all of these emotions and it doesn't change anything about your faith. You can feel grief and be grounded. Number 2, your power is not in your positivity. It's in your presence. Power is I'm here. Power is I'm breathing. Power is I'm showing up for this moment. I'm not running from it. I'm honest about what I feel. Like that is power. And when you allow that and you allow that safety to feel that emotion and you don't have to explain it and you don't have to fix it, you just allow it to be there. There is so much power in that because I would say power and freedom because you're not running from it anymore. You're not trying to explain it away or perform through it. You're just allowing it. And that is a really powerful place to feel the emotional safety, to feel these emotions that are really hard emotions and believe that it's not going to take you out or take you down, but just being honest about what you feel. And the third thing I want you to take away is resting is not losing your power. It's renewing it. It's renewing it. There's a season for rebuilding your thoughts. There is. And a season for simply being held by grace, for simply just being. God made us human beings, not human doings. And when you're in a season or seasons upon seasons, which is what I feel like I have been through, grace is so important. And power is important too. And power is in presence. You don't have to coach yourself out of it every day. Some days the most powerful thing you can do is whisper, God, I'm tired. Be my strength today. God, I don't understand. God, I'm just tired. And sometimes it's just you exhaling. It's just you sitting and crying. You don't have to coach yourself out of it. And that has been a unlearned behavior. It's great that I have the skill sets to know how to coach myself. And I love that I get to teach that and pass that on down to my clients as well. But we have to keep that in check too, that doesn't become an avoidance behavior, and just allow yourself to be human and to be honest and to just, I'm tired. I'm weary. And I'm just going to sit in that for a little bit. If you have to watch a show, if you have to lay in the bed or get on the couch or whatever it is, there's no shame in that. Here's what most people won't say. There are seasons when you don't want to think a different thought. There are seasons where you don't want to think a different thought. I mean, that again, that's the temper tantrum that I've been having the last 24 hours. There are seasons when you're tired of being strong. Like, I don't want to be called to another season of struggle. I don't want to count it all joy. I don't want to count it all joy right now. I know that's what the scriptures say, but right now I don't want to count it all joy. I don't. I know that it's doing all the things with perseverance and resilience and hope and all that, but I just don't want to right now. And most people won't say that honestly. And so here I am being completely honest with you. There are seasons when you're tired of being strong. You're tired of being the strong one. You just need to be held. And there are seasons where you don't want to shift your energy or focus on gratitude and do a gratitude journal. Like, all the things I think about that I have said on this podcast from a place of fixing versus feeling. And this is one of them, right? You can't be complaining and being in gratitude at the same time, which is true. But it's okay if you just want to sit in your complainingness for a second. Give yourself the humanness of that second or those minutes or that day. And then when you're ready and you've moved that energy out of your body, then you can focus and shift your energy. And that doesn't make you less empowered. When you say those things, that you don't want to think a different thought, you don't want to be the strong one, you don't want to focus on gratitude, it makes you human. Doing the work is important, but so is the permission to be. As my coach gave me last night, Martine, just be. Just be right now. Just be what you need to be. Sad, angry, disappointed, in your work. Be, just be. To pause, to feel, to breathe, to receive, to heal, to not have all the answers today. Anybody else want to have all the answers yesterday? But just being able to sit in that, I don't have all the answers. I don't know how to hold, is something I said to her last night. I don't know how to hold so much heartbreak at the same time. I've never had to hold so much heartbreak at the same time. I've had storms. We've all had storms, but back to back to back, it's a lot. And I'm learning how to hold that. And that feels really good to say that, but I'm also learning how to just be in it and to give myself grace. Your power doesn't disappear in those seasons. My power is not disappearing in this season. It's just changing shape. Sometimes power looks like getting out of the bed, making the next right decision, taking the next breath, letting someone help you, crying in God's presence, telling the truth about how much it hurts, resting without guilt, that is still power. That is still strength. And that is still leadership. So I'm learning that staying in my power is not about staying positive. I can feel grief and still be grounded in who I am. I can be tired and still be aligned in my work and in my life. I can pause and still move forward. I can trust God when I don't understand the plan. I can be honest about the heaviness without losing hope. And I think that is a big one for a lot of us, especially in the faith world, is you can be honest about the heaviness, and that doesn't mean you've lost hope. Because I haven't lost hope. I'm just being really honest that it's heavy and it's hard and it's a lot of heartache to hold at one time. This season is stretching me. I think we talked about stretching instead of snapping last week. Talked about it somewhere in an email or in a podcast or somewhere. It's stretching me, but it's also softening me. It's teaching me. And it's reminding me that emotional honesty and emotional empowerment can exist together. And I can tell you that the clients that I'm working with right now are experiencing a different coach because I am a different coach. I'm a different Martine than I was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago because of the work that I've been doing. And I'm so proud of that work. And I'm so thankful. And I have to apologize to even some of my friends who I didn't allow space for this kind of power because I was so personally uncomfortable with negative emotions and hard emotions that I didn't give you the space and time to have those hard emotions. And I was quickly trying to fix and quickly trying to move you out of them. And so there's so much space and grace now for me personally and in my coaching with the clients that I work for or work with to allow this kind of power in your life. And it doesn't have to always all feel good to be in power. It doesn't. A lot of times it does not feel good, but you're still in your power because you're not faking it. You're not faking fine. You're not fixing. You're not proving and performing and protecting and just pushing on. You're actually being with it. You're being real with yourself, being real with your situation, and allowing those things to just be what they are. It's not okay. It does not feel okay. The things that I have walked through in the last 4 or 5 months, but I will be okay. And it doesn't seem fair to me right now, but that's okay. I can sit with the unfairness. I have the emotional safety to sit in the unfairness and still be empowered to take a next step and to decide what the best next step is for me right now. So I feel like there was something else that I wanted to tell you, but I can't remember right this second what it was. So maybe it'll come up for another podcast on this topic. But this was just in my head and in my heart for the last 24 hours. I've just been trying to figure out how can I talk about this. I know the other thing that I was going to share with you is literally within the same hour of receiving this news about Finn, we also received the exciting, ecstatic news that our son was accepted into the University of South Carolina into the Darla Moore Business School, which is a really hard program to get into. And like within an hour of that news, like devastating news and excitement. And you can hold both at the same time. You can hold hope and excitement and possibility and also grief. And also, this is crappy. And also, I don't want to be strong right now. And also, I need to be held. And also, I need to just sit with this emotion for a minute. You can hold both. You don't have to fake one or the other. And I think that's what we do when we have excitement. Exciting things going on is it's like we don't know what to do with the negative one. And you can absolutely hold both at the same time. You can. So if you're walking through a hard season right now, loss, uncertainty, exhaustion, emotional fatigue, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You don't have to be positive to be powerful. You're not losing your power when you're being honest. You're actually empowering yourself through the pain. You don't have to be okay to be held. You don't have to be the strong one. You don't have to fix everything to stay aligned with who you are. You are allowed to be human. You're allowed to grieve. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to ask God to carry you. and you're allowed to take the pressure off. Please take this episode as a permission slip to do those things. Be human, grieve, rest, ask God to carry you. Take the pressure off, because power is not in your performance. It's about your presence. Presence with yourself first, which will carry over into the presence with others. And presence is available to you even here, even in those moments. I'm right here with you in this season. I'm sending you so much love and strength today if you are in a hard season. I get it. I get you. I see you. I feel it for you. And if I could take it away, I would, just as many of you have said. I wish I could take all this away from you. Again, there's purpose in it. I do believe that wholeheartedly. And maybe the purpose is to teach you just to be, and not produce and to not perform. So I do still have a couple of spots open for one-on-one coaching. And so if you would like to just get on the phone and talk about some of these things, maybe none of these things are resonating with you right now. This is not the season you're in. Maybe you're like in a really mountaintop experience right now. And you just need some thought leadership. You need someone to kind of brainstorm. I don't talk enough about the business coaching that goes into Illuminate You coaching as well, but we do talk strategy and marketing and ideal clients and things like that as well. If you're coming in with a business or a business idea and you're ready to get it off the ground, I do coach on that as well. So wherever you find yourself, on a mountaintop or in the valley, I can meet you there. I have the confidence that I can meet you there and we can help you move and take the next step. And that next step is the clarity call, and it's completely free. It's 1 hour. You can go to martinewilliams.com/clarity and book that call. It's so valuable. Just having someone to listen to you for an hour and like just unload some of the things that have probably been going on in your mind, that in of itself is valuable. So I look forward to meeting you there and taking you where you want to go next. And I will catch you on the next episode. Well, that's a wrap, friends. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I really hope it met you right where you are and gave you some encouragement for your day. Could you do me the biggest favor and leave me a rating and review? Seriously, it's the best way for you to support the show. And while you're there, be sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Thanks again, and until next time, I am believing in you always.